Hi, everyone. My name's Carl de Souza. I'm a solution architect on the FastTrack team at Microsoft. And today I have with me Amira Beldjlali. Amira, how's it going?
Hello, Carl. Everything is fine. Thank you so much. And thanks
Excellent.
for hosting me here.
Well, it's lovely to have you on the show here. And I hear we have a very exciting topic today, Copilot for sales. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. And it's a great AI assistant that we have for sellers. And yeah, we have a lot to say about it.
I can't wait. I can't wait. So tell me about this. Like, what is Copilot for sales? What is it?
Well, in two words, you can see it as a seller assistant. It's here really to help the seller wherever he is in his daily tasks. When he's working, for example, in Outlook, he has a side pane that shows him all the insights that are coming from the CRM and matching with his email that he just received from the customer. When he's working on Teams, Copilot for Sales is here to help him before the meeting to prepare for the call, during the call, and at the end of the call with getting a summary that looks really ready to be shared with colleagues and to be saved into the CRM. And we have plenty of other agents that are coming that we are working on. We have, for example, the sales agent that will help him with the lead qualification and the sales chat that is coming soon as well. So the idea is that Copilot for Sales is here to help the seller to focus on selling and optimize his time in all what concerns administrative tasks, etc.
Wow, it sounds amazing. It sounds like this is a dream for sellers.
It is.
Do you want to show us what it looks like?
Yes, sure. Let me start by the Outlook experience. So,
Great.
as a seller, I receive a lot of emails every day. So all sellers, I think they are getting a lot of emails during all the day, etc. And sometimes emails are super long. So Copilot for Sales is here to give you a summary with the sales data that are coming from your CRM, and in the side, in the right pane that you can see here, I can get the key sales information around this opportunity. So this email is already saved to my CRM. I can see the key sales information, the information about my contact, who is Abby here, for example, what he works, some details about him, and I can see the references, why those data are pulled from here. One of the great features that I love as well is the recent communications, because sometimes when you receive an email, you don't know when did you last meet with this customer. So these recent communications highlights to you when was the last communication with this customer and give you some insights about what happened there.
Wow, this is cool. So I mean, does this automatically open with Outlook with the emails, or how does that work?
Yes. So the idea is that it depends on the seller's preferences, but honestly,
Uh-huh.
myself, if I was a seller, I would always pin it here. So
Uh-huh.
like when I change my emails, when I get another email, I automatically get the side pane refreshed with the data that corresponds to what I have here in my email. So here, for example, I switch the email and I directly get the side pane with the information that interests me as a seller. So I get my key sales info, my opportunity summary, and my different other details there as well.
Right, that's cool. That's really great. And I noticed there it said something like it's fetching data from Salesforce. Is that so this is coming from Salesforce, this data?
Yeah, so in this environment, I'm connected to Salesforce. Copilot for Sales connects to Dynamics 365 or Salesforce customers.
Uh-huh.
The data is coming from there and displayed directly to the seller. So absolutely.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, so it can connect to either data source. It's going to surface that information inside of Outlook. So the seller will pick their Outlook email. It'll automatically go off to the CRM, pull back that information and display it. And so it's actually reading from the CRM, but I noticed here like you may be able to write back to the CRM as well. Is that correct? from here?
Yes, absolutely. So you can open records and edit. It depends on what the admin has configured. I'll show a little bit later how the admin can configure. So you can update the information here. And if in the email there are some information about what you have in your opportunity that has changed, Copilot for Sales can as well help with this, with bringing some suggested updates. So here, for example, you can see the budget. My seller is, my customer is suggesting to change the budget, and Copilot for Sales has identified this change because the value is not matching with what I have in my previous, what I got as a previous information from him. I can click on update opportunity and directly update it from here without opening the CRM, looking for the record and performing the change.
I can imagine a salesperson receiving an email and thinking to themselves, I have to go into my CRM now and update it. I have to, like what you said, find the record, who's the customer again, what's the field to update. You know, it's such a pain, I'm sure, for some people.
And we know all of them count. They all count the number of clicks they perform to do an action. And
right.
It should be optimized.
I'm counting like 5 to 10 clicks there in my mind automatically. And I think here we got 1 click, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's also proactively told the salesperson or the seller, like, hey, look, you know, you probably should update this. You know, I've identified this field that probably should be updated, you know.
Yeah, in case you didn't notice.
Right. You know, you better do that before your manager notices this is like stale data.
Keeping the CRM updated is always a huge ask.
Yep. Tell me about it. And so, and like, this is, you know, I'm noticing we have accounts, contacts, accounts. What if you had like a specific table to your business that you wanted updated here? Is that possible?
And that's a great question because all of my customers ask, what about cases? Because when I speak to my customers, I always want to see a picture about cases, what's going on, what are the open cases that they have. So all this is configurable. We have the settings that only admins can see, so sellers will not see this view. And the admin have plenty of settings that he can turn on or off based on the need, the features that they need, etc. And one of the sections is the forms. And here the admin can easily come here, fetch all the objects that he has in the CRM, select the one that he wants to add, for example, case or any custom object, it could be added as well. And then inside it, configure if I want to allow sellers to create or not records, to edit or not, what are the fields I want to show, what are the filters I want to apply. So all is configurable via this interface here.
Wow, that's super configurable. Microsoft's really kind of thought through some of the things that businesses would actually want to configure, right? That made it so easy. No code, right? It's just
exactly. We want to make it easier, simple for admins to configure or disable and check configure all based on the need for their sellers.
Very cool. I like it. What else is there with this amazing Copilot for Sales? Any other stuff?
Well, we do for sure. We can jump to the Teams experience if you are ready.
Let's do it.
So today, as a seller, as you said, we have a lot of meetings. We want Copilot for Sales is here to help the seller before getting to the meeting with preparing and gathering all the important information for him. And then during the meeting, allowing him to visualize the CRM data, and after the meeting, helping him doing the summary. So the first thing we see here is how to get ready for the meeting. And this card is getting sent automatically before the meeting to help the seller get an idea about what's the meeting, who will be connecting, who will be joining the call to accepted or not, what's the opportunity that is linked and who will be talking about in this call, what was the recent communications, and the global insights that are all helpful for the seller to get the details and prepare for his meeting.
Wow. Okay. So let me think about this, right? So I have a meeting coming up in a couple of hours with a customer. It's on my Outlook calendar. This agent automatically knows that that meeting's coming up, and it's going to proactively send me this card with all of this information about the customer. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Wow, wow. And like, when is it going to send the card? Is that something that I can like configure myself, or how does that work?
That's a great question. We have just said that all is configurable. So we have a meeting insights here where the admin can come and configure the pre-meeting preparation card when it should be sent. So we have got several cases. So for example, if you receive a reasonable number of meetings per day and you want to receive for each meeting preparation notification, the admin can enable this feature and define the delivery interval that he wants to receive. So 1 hour before or 2 hours before. And the second scenario is that for some customers, the sellers have a lot of meetings per day and they want to disable these to not get many notifications and enable a daily digest that we can as well configure, the admin can configure when he wants these to be sent to the sellers. So you have both options and both are configurable.
Wow, this is great, Amira. So what about post-meeting? So after the meeting, what happens there?
Well, Copilot for Sales is here as well to help the seller because once you have finished your meeting, Copilot for Sales will send you a notification saying that, hey, you have just finished your meeting. I have a recap for you with plenty of options and actions that you can take. So let me take, for example, this meeting that I had last week with a customer. I get, well, the AI notes that you are for sure familiar with, and there is the sales pill that will give you a deeper version of what has been discussed during the meeting. So here, for example, I can see different keywords that are pulled by the Copilot for Sales. You can see the meeting sentiment, whether it was positive or negative, and why. For example, here in this example, the customer was expressing some frustration. This is why we see 100 or 100% negative. You can see as well the different tasks that are coming from the meeting, and you can create them directly in the CRM. So at the end of your meeting, if you need to create a task and assign it to someone in your team, you can directly do it from within Teams in the sales pill that you can see here. If you want to send an email to your customer, you can directly draft an email and get a pre-drafted version from Copilot for Sales that you can use and just adjust if needed. And the last part is always keeping the CRM updated. As discussed earlier, Copilot for Sales will help you with getting a draft for the AI notes. So you just need to put the record. So for example, the opportunity, by the way, this, if it was done before, we wouldn't ask again. So it's just that when I saved my meeting first, I didn't do it. You can adjust the notes, like add some updates if needed, and then save them directly to the CRM without having to draft yourselves the steps and jump.
And I like this because there's so much content that comes out of these meetings, right? And capturing that content, making sure it's in there properly is amazing. I know like some of these, a lot of industries, a lot of the people that work in those industries spend so much time after the fact doing note taking, summarizing the meetings, uploading those notes to various systems. That can take longer than the meeting itself, right? So anything that can assist in that capacity, such as Copilot for Sales here, looks like a huge win and a time saver.
Yeah, I can tell you that all of my customers, without any exception, were asking for this feature. We want the meeting AI notes to get generated and saved in one click to the CRM automatically.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And by the way, even this is configurable because your notes, maybe you want to store them in the description field. Maybe you want to store them in a custom table called customer report. You want to store them in the opportunity or the case. All this is configurable as well from the settings view that we have seen earlier.
So, Amira, tell me this. Where can people go to find out more information about Copilot for Sales?
That's a great question. So we have our public documentation that as any Microsoft product. So you can see all the details about the different features, the licensing, the new features upcoming, and the roadmap data. And otherwise, we have also the EKMS/Sales Copilot tip time that is a great starting point for customers and partners as well with Copilot for Sales, because it describes all of the features that we have in Copilot for Sales. We always keep it, the team is keeping it updated. So we are, Copilot for Sales is getting updated, released on monthly basis. So every month we take the content, we keep it updated, and we publish a new version to keep it always accurate for customers. And the idea is that it's a PowerPoint, so feel free to download it and change the branding or change the content as needed based on your company. Every month you can look for the new tags that we put in different slides to show what has changed and what is getting new. For example, here, if you go here, you can see that this slide was updated in May. So you can directly go to this slide, pick the updates, and replicate them in your content if needed.
Wow, thanks for showing this, Amira. So it sounds like, in summary, Copilot for Sales, this great AI assistant for sellers, it's going to make their lives so much easier. It helps with before meetings, it helps with after meetings, it plugs into Outlook, it utilizes Teams, it can connect to Dynamics 365, to Salesforce, it's configurable, and it's extendable as well, right?
Absolutely. We can discuss about the extensibility with Copilot Studio as well. Yes.
Ooh, that sounds like an exciting topic for another time, I think. We have to do a video on that.
Definitely.
Excellent. And I guess next steps is if anyone wants to enable this, they go into M365 Admin Center and turn it on. I think we encourage people, turn it on, play around with it, and let us know how you guys feel about it, right?
Exactly. Don't hesitate to share your feedback.
We love feedback.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Amira. This has been amazing, and we really appreciate it.
Thanks to you. It was really great.